Yeah, I heard that on the way home. They were getting like, they were talking about 4 feet.
Yep. And as much as 6.
That's crazy. And that's just the beginning.
You know what 4 feet of snow would do to this place, this state?
I know.
It'd be shut down for August.
IT tech there? Hello?
Hi, I'm here, Judy.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm in. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm double screening, so I'll be dark.
That's okay. Hi, Paul.
Hey Judy, how you doing?
Hanging in there. How are you?
Not too bad. All right,
You
I
home?
changed your email address in the distribution list, so it'll go to the Board of Finance thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to get everybody to go to that because my home one I don't use.
Yeah, it was just in there from when back in last November, and I never changed it. I just click on the distribution list and off it goes. So I fixed it just now.
Thank you. That way I'll separate my work stuff from my,
Yeah, good luck with that.
yeah, I know. Are you home?
No, I am not.
Where are you now?
I'm in Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh boy. Well, at least you're not in New York.
But what's going on in New York? Well, no, well,
Upstate New York, they're getting like 4 feet.
Yeah.
of snow.
I heard they're getting dumped on. Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. I have my wife has a niece up there, so I guess they're getting a pretty good amount of snow.
Yep. Did you go to the meeting the other night for the leadership meeting?
No, I was not home.
Yeah,
So-
I forgot all about it. Plus, I didn't want to share my germs, but I'd like to know what was going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call somebody and see how it went. Yeah, I left midday Tuesday, so I haven't been home. So. And I had nobody to send to that one. I had to send people to another meeting on the same night, so I ran out of bodies to send to the other meeting. So, would you get a cold?
Yeah, it's something going around work.
The weather like 70 degrees 2 weeks ago, and now it's what 28.
Yeah, it's cold.
It
Yeah,
hasn't helped a whole lot.
no. Are you gonna be home for Thanksgiving?
Probably not. I'll be home this weekend for a little bit, and then I'll probably have to leave again. Waiting to hear.
No, that's not good.
Yeah, it's what I do. Pays the bills.
Yep, I hear you.
Unfortunately, it's part of the way it works for me.
Hmm.
Did John send you an email? He sent me an email, a text message saying he wasn't going to be at the meeting tonight. So,
No, actually, that's how I was just checking my Gmail when I saw yours,
okay.
and I saw Jesse had sent something a while ago, but there was nothing on the Board of Finance one either, so.
Okay. Yeah, well, anyway, he sent me a text message earlier today saying he won't be at the meeting, so
Yeah, he needs to let me know.
I don't know why he didn't. I told him he's got to send something to you too, but
Uh, I'm looking to see if,
well, I see Angie and Garth and Christina. I don't know who the Samsung is.
who's Samsung? Hello, who's Samsung?
Still trying to connect, I think. The Samsung is trying to connect.
And Judy, as in terms of public information, unless they are going to participate in the meeting, they don't have to identify themselves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, except if they're a member of the board, they do.
Well, then we would let them know that, sure.
Yeah, well, we don't know if it's maybe Jesse or,
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's Jesse.
then we have our, oh. What's her name? Is Valerie on?
I don't see her yet.
All right, we'll give it another minute and see. Oh, there's a couple Samsungs now. I see a couple anyway.
Yeah, there's another one.
Yeah.
There's Hugh.
Oh, he's one of them, one of the Samsungs. Did you get anything from Jesse?
I did not, but let me check.
Because I did not.
Let me see if anything else came through.
I'm here. What do you have for a
Oh,
question, Judy?
there he is. No,
Oh,
we
there
were
you
just.
are.
There you are. You must be one of the phones, Jesse.
Yeah, I was trying
Okay.
to use my wife's laptop, but the security credentials are tougher and I can't get into it. And then,
That's all right. We were just trying to figure out who all the Samsungs were, if they were us or who was there.
It's like a
All right.
gang of Samsungs.
Yeah.
and then I
We're
had
ganging
trouble
up on
'cause
those Apple people.
yeah, and then I was trying to click on the Zoom link, but it wasn't a hyperlink.
Yeah, I don't know why it did that. It didn't hyperlink it this time when I copied it. I don't know. I think I did it with my phone. So
It didn't do it last time either.
okay, I'll have to. It could be the way he's sending it too.
Yeah, hopefully you can have new business tonight. Talk about meeting in person.
All right,
Yeah.
so-
It's on there.
all right, guys.
Excellent.
So we're gonna call the meeting to order at 7:03. All right, roll call. Angie DeSanto,
I'm here.
John Kopeck, he's a no. Paul Varga,
Here.
Jesse Burnham. Did we lose you, Jesse?
No, I'm still here.
Okay, Garth Bean,
Present.
Esther Jagodzinski, Hugh McKenzie,
Here, present.
and Christina Davis.
Present.
Paul, did John say who he wanted seated for him?
He did not. He simply said, "Hang on, I'll just read you the email." I will not be able to attend tonight's meeting. That's what he wrote.
Okay,
So he did not indicate who he wanted seated, so.
all right, I am going to seat Christina Davis for John Kopek.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Communications. I don't know if I brought this up in the last meeting, but since I can't remember, I'm gonna say it again. We have a draft report out from the audit. There was a recommendation that they found. The condition was during the fiscal year, there was a turnover in personnel at the library, and the accounting records and bank reconciliations were not being performed and updated timely. The recommendation, we recommend that in periods of transition, another individual or an accountant consultant fill in and ensure that the accounting records are being updated and bank reconciliations, performed on a timely basis. And the management response was the library agrees and will comply. All this will come out with the report, hopefully. They finally got done with Region 19 with what they had to do. I got a draft, but the last few pages weren't very legible. So I'm trying to see if I can get a better one to share. What else do I have?
Judy, sorry to interrupt. Since I think Valerie's not on, is someone taking minutes?
Yeah, probably both me and Paul will combine them like we usually do, one or the other.
Yeah, I'm taking some notes, and the really nice thing is I can go back and listen to the tape.
Oh, right.
And I will send you that correspondence of that letter, Paul.
Okay.
So we can forward that. And, I think it's okay to send out a draft. I'm gonna double check with them. Like I said, the last few pages weren't very good.
Okay.
So,
All right.
what else do we have? Trying to look at other correspondence. I don't have very much going on because I haven't been out either, so. I don't know if anybody else has something they want to share.
I've gotten nothing from anybody, so.
All right. I know that they had that ARPA fund meeting on November 7th, and all the items that they had put in the notice had passed.
Yeah, I was at the meeting. Everything was approved as posted in that meeting post notice.
Yep. Let's see. Okay, public comments. We don't have anybody tonight, right? We know who the Samsungs are. Okay, approval minutes of October 27th. Could I have a motion to approve the minutes for October 27th of 2022?
I so move, Angie.
Do I have a second? Do I have a second?
I'll second it. You.
So Paul, Hugh, hi.
Yep.
Oh, Hugh, I don't think you're seated though.
Yeah, Hugh's not seated, right?
Oh,
No.
sorry. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
That's
I don't know.
okay.
I wasn't at the meeting. Can I second those or not?
Back off, you.
I'll just second it, and that way we'll
Okay.
cover
Back
everything.
off.
Yeah, no problem.
I don't think I received the minutes. Did anybody else get the minutes?
Didn't? Hang on.
The minutes are on the town site all the time too. If you don't get them, you can pull them up.
I can tell you if I sent them, but
You
Yeah,
did.
Did I?
Judy,
Yeah.
I had trouble I told you guys I had trouble getting the agenda. But when
Yeah,
you sent,
well,
when Paul sent it, I got the.
You didn't have trouble. I just didn't click send when I had put it together. So I sent it to the
Okay.
town. So I sent it to the town. I always send it to the town separately because I want to make sure they get it. So I sent it to the town and then I never followed through and sent it to the rest of the board. So it's a good thing you said that. But Judy brings up a good point. They get sent to the town. The minutes and the agenda get sent to the town before they go anywhere else.
So
Because
that's where I download them myself.
yeah, they have to be sent there. I'm trying to see. I thought I sent them, but it's possible. I know I sent them to the town, obviously, but
I just shared the link in the chat to the town website where you can see them.
I wasn't at the meeting, so I just have to. I'm gonna abstain from the vote, but I didn't see anything that was crazy in there that I.
Okay, does anybody else have anything that they wanna bring up or change, or? I didn't see anything, but I mean, I look at the context, I don't look at like the punctuations and stuff. I'm bad with that. Anybody else have anything they wanna say? All right, we'll go for a
Judy,
vote.
do you need a second on the motion?
I did the second, Angie.
Oh,
You
good,
did the-
okay.
You did the first, I did the second.
Good. I like that.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So I got Angie, Christina, I for me,
Garth.
Garth,
I'm gonna abstain, Judy.
Paul abstains, okay.
This is Jesse. I'm also going to abstain.
Okay, Jesse. Okay, so we have 4 passes and 2 abstain. Motion approved. Okay, let's see, we got the minutes. New business, is Bill on?
I don't see him anywhere.
Yeah, I don't either. Oh, that makes it short and sweet, huh?
There you go. No bill.
Well, the thing is we get some information from them that we normally don't get during the meetings.
I know.
That's all right. Maybe he's got the cold too, like everybody else. All right, old business. The review of the current expense report.
So, Judy, I did not get anything from the treasurer's office for this meeting.
I think I sent out, we didn't have a meeting since the last time I sent it out, right?
We didn't, but I did do this. I stopped to see them.
Yeah,
And if anybody looked at that report, it's just basically what has been spent from every single fund, but there's no difference because the budgeted numbers are not in place yet. So I had a chat with the assistant treasurer, and the numbers have not been put in because when we approved the budget and the town voted on the budget, Cheryl had already left. So nobody inputted the actual budgeted amounts into the system as of yet. So they're working on it.
okay,
I politely told them that it needs to get pushed to the top of the pile because it's kind of difficult for us to move forward with the budget for next year if we don't know what this year's is looking like. And it also is difficult for us when the time comes, or if it should come, to make decisions on something the town requires or needs the Board of Finance approval for without knowing how much money we actually have or have spent.
exactly.
So
Did you go through Bill?
I talked to Bill about it too, but really, this is the Board of Finance's purview and not the Board of Selectmen. So
I know, but he could expedite the process.
yeah, well, I think we got it. we made it understood that it needs to get taken care of. So when I left the office, the feeling was that they were going to get those numbers inputted so we could get some accurate data. Yeah, I didn't jump up and down and stand on a table or anything, but I just told them that we need the information. Like, I want to know what we've spent and how much is left in those line items. It's
Yeah,
kind of
and
important for everybody.
rightly so. We should all know that, but the only reason I
And
brought
what
up
started it was I looked at that report you had sent out and said, this doesn't make any sense because there's no totals anywhere. So
Right.
I just asked for clarification, and that's kind of where we're at. So
Well,
I'll have to
the-
follow up after the Thanksgiving holiday because I'm kind of busy before that, and I won't have time to be in the building there. At least I won't be there when they're in the building. How's that? So, but I'll make sure to follow up. Or Judy, if you're in the building, you can follow up and just see where they're at. But that's kind of what.
Well,
So if you look at that, because I looked at it and it made no sense to me. It's just a bunch of numbers. So what you're looking at is literally, if you want to go through and look at line item by line item on the old budget pack or the budgeted package that was voted on and approved, then you can do the math yourself. But those numbers are literally what has been spent from each line item as of right now. And it does not include the encumbrances. So things like payroll and things that look forward for encumbrances, et cetera, they're not included in that. That's just what's been spent. So there's a bit of a learning curve going on there, and it's okay. At least we have someone in the office now, albeit part-time, but at least there's somebody there. And just to backstep Judy, with the audit, things went okay then? I mean, there was no issues with that?
Yeah, that was the only thing, was that recommendation. And so what I was trying to say is she works for Bill, so Bill needs to know the activity. We need to
Right.
go through Bill.
Right.
And I also have next week off, so I can follow up and see what's going on for Jane.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and I think the audit took a lot of her time as well. So it's kind of a balancing act, right? You know, we got to pick our battles. So,
But I am getting nervous of not having the actuals. I mean, I skewed through the draft as much as I could quickly for what I could see of it. And it looks like we're okay, but I still would like to have that, for everybody.
well,
And
it's-
like I said,
I
the
don't
last
know
page is
about
like-
anybody else, but I sure don't have the time to compare the budget and that document one-on-one. It'd be easier to have it all in one document.
Yeah, and the last pages, I don't know. I think they're the school pages too. You can't see what's going on. It's kind of all blurred out. Speaking of the school budget, we had a little brainstorming meeting about what we would like to see in the budget. And I put out an email to everybody asking their opinions on what they would like to see so that we cover everybody in one shot. So we're not back and forth this year. We can kind of try to get everything, settled ahead of time. What we had agreed upon was 3 actual audited years, and then the current year, and then the proposed. But Christina had brought up a good thought about trying to get what was budgeted. I don't know if we're going to get that, because I mean, it's a lot of information for, line items for the 4, it's like 4 years altogether, I guess. But at least we'll have something to reflect on. And if we wanted to see what was budgeted prior years, we can always go back to the records that are online. But we're trying. And part of the report is going to be the number of teachers and number of students. That's all inclusive. They're going to try to do a new format that looks pretty neat, and we'll see how it works out. So,
Can I ask a question about the expenditure report?
Sure.
I just wasn't sure, maybe I'm missing something, but I couldn't find Parks and Rec. Shouldn't they be in here, or is it here and I'm missing it?
They should be.
I saw the, like. Oh.
You're right, they should be.
Senior Center, assessor, tax collector, finance, town clerk, registrar, emergency services, DPW, roads, transfer station, area agencies, elderly, sexton, PZ, building permit, Board of Ed, Region 19,
Yeah. Good
liability.
catch. They're supposed to be there.
Yeah, there's the volunteer fire ambulance, the Babcock Library. I don't see Parks and Rec, which then makes me wonder if there's something else missing that I don't know about.
Well, I could take an old one from last year too, and
Yeah, and double check that we're not
go
missing
apples
anything.
to apples and see if we're missing something. But you're right, it should be there. That's a good catch.
And the only other question I had too on the expenditures is on that last page, under debt payments, there's GOB refund 2013 principal $220,000. That's just a big chunk of change. I don't know if anybody knows what that is.
Yeah.
You'd have to ask the treasurer what that is. It's a debt payment of some type, but
I didn't think we had much debt. So
well, we have leases on a couple things. We have the fire truck is a lease payment. I don't know how they expenditure those things.
Okay.
One of the DPW trucks, we call them leases, but the truth is they're loans. They just call them something else. But so there's a couple items that are out there, but I don't know how they actually have those listed. For
This
instance,
is a
the
consolidation of the debt.
yeah, I think it's everything rolled into one, right, Judy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep. And you'll see this in the audit portion too, I believe. They have it broken down better, so you'll understand what it includes.
I think we got spoiled by Cheryl being on the meetings all the time.
Yes, we did. I'm gonna miss her. Well, I did miss her. But. Okay. Okay, the next item we had for old business was discussion of the 2023 meeting schedule. That was the regular schedule. I kept it the same because some of the feedback we were getting back that, you know, it worked for people. I don't know how everybody feels about this, so I mean, it's open to discussion about the Thursdays. Any thoughts?
I mean, it fits well for me. It depends on where I am, but Tuesdays aren't good, Wednesdays aren't good, and Fridays are terrible.
the only comment I had is because I know we seem to have run into this last year, and then we kind of ran into it again, it seemed, in September. Because our regular meetings are supposed to be, I think, the second and fourth Thursday. Yep. And if you look at the 2023 dates, so September 7th and September 21st are the first and third. So I think we want it to be the 14th and the 28th.
Is it though, does it drive? So like November is driven by the holidays, and so is December. So did it just push back when you put it in the calendar, Judy?
No, she's talking about September.
September, yeah, but
hang on. It could have been just me making a mistake.
Yeah.
I don't think it's you, Judy. I think this was an issue like going back to 2021. Because because the Board of Ed is the first and third Thursday, so they always want to be opposite us. And I
Yeah,
know,
but it doesn't
Oh,
always
you know-
work, so.
You know what it is it's, August, the end of August runs into the first week of September, the first and second. So it was actually the second week that the 7th fell on. And then the 21st would have been the fourth week if you looked at it that way. And that's what I did. I looked at it as August.
Yeah, you just
combined with-
counted the weeks.
Yeah, yep.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't think it's,
well, I
Well-
think the issue is like the Board of Ed sometimes wants to be able to attend our meetings. And so if we have it on the first and third Thursday, they can't, or vice versa. If we want to attend a Board of Ed meeting, if we have it on the September 7th and September 21st, I think we're going to run, that's going to be the same night as the Board of Ed.
it's
That's
only
up to
for that
you, Madam
month, right?
Chairperson.
Huh?
That's up to you, Madam Chairperson. You get to make the calendar, you know.
Yeah, well, I like to have everybody's opinion and it, if it's,
Well,
I don't, I think for that 1 month, it's not,
But it's
Yeah.
also November.
Yeah,
November
but
2nd.
November is because of the holiday. Otherwise, we'd be meeting on Thanksgiving. That's
Right, but
why
you could
it's,
probably just skip the second meeting in November.
I actually disagree with that. So, because
Yeah,
there's too
I
much going on. We're starting to get into budget season and budget calendars. So,
I just think you're going to run into an issue where we're going to want to go to Board of Ed meetings in November and we're not going to be able to. Because
I'm not-
we're going to have it the same night.
I think I'm gonna keep it the same. I don't really think that it's gonna be that much of an issue if, it's 1 month and we have a lot of things going on, like Paul said, and, I mean, I don't think it's the end of the world type of thing.
we can always figure it out if we need to send somebody to the Board of Ed or vice versa. We always manage to make it work out. I mean, they have a meeting tonight. So,
A lot of times they have meetings when we have meetings.
Right,
It's just the
right.
way it
well,
works.
there's a lot of me. There's a Ag Commission meeting tonight too, and there's only one of me. So unless I cut myself in half, I can only be at one. So I have to pick which
Well,
one.
Plus you
so-
have minutes,
Right.
I always read the minutes.
Right.
If I don't go, I'm.
And
still
now
doing
we
it.
have, at this point, we have video for most of it or audio. So, but if Judy, if you want to send it to me, I'll send it to the town because it has to be in by December 1st.
Exactly.
So,
So I don't know, like, if we have to motion to, yeah, we probably should motion to approve. Motion to approve the
okay,
regular meeting.
I'll give you a motion to approve the calendar as submitted.
Do we have a second? Is there anybody else that has a problem with a day? We're in the middle of a voting, sorry.
I just had a question, Judy. Was this put on like a document and emailed out? Because I was just looking through my emails. I don't have a copy of it.
Yeah, I sent it out a few weeks ago, with the, town budget calendar, draft. I believe. I could've
did.
looked at that, too. Okay.
You did. I'll, if you
I'll
want,
send
give
it again.
me a second. I'll find it and I'll attempt to find it. And, yeah, I'll resend the regular meeting one to everybody so you can look at it real quick.
Yeah, that'll be great. Because I'm just looking through my emails and I don't see anything from Judy recently. Other
It
than,
was in November. It was actually, well, I was gonna say it was in November, but that's not right. That's just what the email I pulled up.
No,
It should be coming to you right now, Jesse.
was
It's a
couple
Word
weeks ago.
document, though. I didn't convert it. If you need me to convert it, let me know.
All right, just got it.
Okay.
It's almost the same as this year, except off a day, pretty much.
Yeah,
Because, you know, the way the days fall.
so just because I have to deal with all the town hall stuff, just so people understand, like the key is that it's easier to cancel a meeting than it is to add one. Because once Judy submits the calendar, it's basically chiseled in stone per the state of Connecticut. So if she wants to add a meeting, it becomes a special meeting, and that limits what she can do in that meeting. So that's like, if you look at the front end of that, the calendar like we did last year is really stacked. It's basically every week. And that's on purpose so that we can have meetings if we need to for budget purposes. And if we don't need them, Judy can cancel it, and we don't have to worry about putting together a special meeting package. There we go.
Okay. So are we good? And we're.
Well, I made the motion. Did we get a second?
I'll second the motion. Yeah, I'll second it, Angie.
Thank you, Angie.
Okay.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
I,
Aye.
Aye. Garth, aye.
Opposed?
I'm going to say no.
And I'm gonna say aye. So we've got 6 in favor, 1 opposed. Okay, moving on to the budget calendar. Now, now the budget calendar, I had sent out a draft. It was a rough draft, but since then I had gone to Christine for help to see if we could coordinate like all the other departments together to make it a little bit more user-friendly this year, so we're not all bunched up with the last minute details again. So this is pretty much like Region 19, us and the selectmen all together with our dates. So do I have a motion to approve the budget calendar?
So moved, Paul.
This is Jesse. I'll second it.
Thank you, guys. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
I, Angie.
Aye, Christina.
All right, Judy? Do we have a Garth and a Jesse?
Yes, aye.
This is
Garth,
Jesse. I said aye.
Okay, thank you. Motion passes unanimous. Annual report update, Jess. How are you doing?
All right, so a rough draft came in. Generally speaking, it looked good, except for the selectmen's report. We noticed that it was missing Ralph, then looking further into it, decided that it really should have all the dates of the time Ralph was there, and then when Catherine was appointed, and so on and so forth. So I got all those proper dates from Sherry, and I submitted that over to our editor, so that's getting worked on. So outside of that one report, I believe everything else was good. I believe I sent it to everyone here on the board. So if hopefully you had a chance to take a look at it. If you see something that's not looking right, please let me know. And then I'll be able to bring forward the final draft maybe to the next meeting and see where it stands from there.
I looked at it quickly. I'll do more in depth this weekend, but I thought you did an awesome job. There was one thing that I did notice. So when you noted the selectmen, I forget what page it was on, but it had Bill Folletti, Catherine, but you forgot to mention the third selectman,
Roger?
Roger. Yeah.
All right, I'll make sure that gets
Well,
listed in there too.
hey, Jesse, this is Paul.
Yep.
The problem is that this is where it got confusing with Ralph missing, is that report is actually the 1920 or 2020, yeah, 1920, 2020 to 2021 report, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so it looks back 2 years. So Roger was elected in 21, I believe. So he wouldn't have been a selectman yet. Isn't that what the whole problem was with Ralph and Catherine and Bill to begin with in that list?
I think this was an open letter for currently though, right?
Oh, was it? The open letter?
I thought so,
Yeah.
but I could be wrong.
Yeah, let me double check the notes and
Okay.
see where Roger fell.
Because I
think
ran into that problem trying to get the fire department stuff done because I wasn't in charge, and you're beating down people who are no longer in office to try to get them to write a report. It's a lot of fun. So
Yeah,
um,
I do remember something about Roger was appointed during all that mix up.
right.
Yeah, it's on page 4. It
Yeah.
mentions that.
And I really haven't gone into depth on it. It was just a quick look before we got on the meeting and I was like, maybe we want to put him. But yes, awesome job, Jess. And we'll try to put out the word that we won't listen to your budgets until you get the information for next year.
Sounds good.
Okay, next item E was the audit update. I gave that, I guess, too early.
We'll forgive you.
Yeah, a little cloudy tonight. Discussion and action on. Okay, so then the next one would be discussion and action on in-person meetings. So we kind of discussed this the last meeting, but we didn't have like everybody available to really get the feedback of, we didn't want to leave anybody out. So, I mean, it's open for discussion how everybody feels. I don't care either way at this point. Angie?
Yeah,
Angie?
I can't meet inside because I have some health problems, et cetera. So I would need, to be able to Zoom.
And unfortunately, I missed the last meeting, but are we able to do a hybrid meeting where those that wanted to meet in person could come in person and
Yes.
others could Zoom? Okay.
Yes, we can do that if we wish to. The only thing I'd ask is don't leave me down in that dark dungeon by myself on a Thursday night. That would be extremely.
So,
How much does it cost? How much does it cost to do a hybrid meeting per meeting? Do we know?
I don't know, but I know Bill had said it was expensive that,
Yeah,
But-
I don't know.
but the rule was that if one person can't make it, that you'd have to go that route.
well, it's actually not that. If you read their new ruling, if somebody on the board wants, or commission, in this case we're a board, if they don't or can't attend the meeting in person, there's now an allowance for them to call in or video in, however, whatever type of link that the board creates. I sent it out last time. But if you call it a hybrid meeting, and then it's a hybrid meeting and you have to put it out to the public, that's where the cost comes in.
Right,
Dan-
so can't we do it like we have a regular non-electronic meeting
Correct.
with the proviso that board members can zoom in
You
to
can.
keep the cost down, and
Yes.
the public can attend the regular meeting in person?
Right. So if you call it an in-person meeting, like for people like myself or Jesse or Angie who can't attend for whatever reason, like I'm not in town right now, so I'm in favor of in-person meetings, but I wouldn't be there right now because I'm not even close to town. So I would have to either call in or Zoom in. And Jesse, when he's on the road for work, same issue. And Angie can't attend. So, but there is a provision in there in that new regulation that they did that allows for that, so that board members can call in. The caveat to that is, as long as a quorum is maintained, if somebody loses a connection, the meeting doesn't stop. So for instance, if there were 4 of us in the room or 3 of us in the room and 2 of us online and somebody dropped off, the meeting continues. We don't have to stop the meeting for that person to get back in.
Are any rulings legitimate without a quorum?
Well, you
Does the
can't, you have
quorum
to have a
stay?
quorum.
Right, so it doesn't.
Yeah, you have to
sustain
have
if
a
someone
quorum.
drops out.
Yeah, but so if a quorum drops off, then you have to
when-
stop and wait for a quorum. But
Yeah.
what they did was they took into account the fact that people are dropping off. And what happens now is if we drop offline, we wait, we try to get people back. There's even time constraints in there. Like there's a 30-minute window and a 2-hour window. If you read the thing, it'll put you to sleep. It's great insomnia.
Right,
But
So you could
You know-
continue, you just can't vote on anything. It wouldn't be,
right, until you have your quorum
Be
back. And
acknowledged.
yeah, and it gives you like, there's a 30, I think, and I read it the other day again, but I mean, if it happened, you'd have to go back and reference it. But yeah, so, and I don't know, I would have to talk to Bill about the hybrid meeting thing with that owl camera. To be totally honest, is a pain in the butt. I don't know if anybody's been in that room when they've done it, but it's a
so
pain.
if we had an in-person and somebody had a computer linked up and we had a Zoom just like this, it'd be just fine. I
Well,
mean, I
but
would do, I
how
would
would
do
it
that,
be? How would it be fine though? How would that, like, would we have a laptop set up for that
Yep.
person? And how would we hear them? How would they hear us? Like, I think unless you use some sort of owl type system, how are they going to be able to be heard in that room?
the same way we're hearing each other right now.
No, but we're all on a computer. I'm just like, so let's hypothetically say all of us show up for a meeting except for Angie. How is she going to log in? What is the device in the room that's going to show her and let us hear her? If it's not the owl, what is it?
You can just bring a laptop, can't you?
Well, I'm just asking. So is that the idea, just to have a laptop?
I mean, I'm doing this on my phone. I can bring my phone and use that, it's gonna work.
So the
So-
plan is to have people call in the phone, and then we turn up the volume and hope that everybody in the room can hear.
So Christine, Judy, if I can read the actual, I have the ruling right here. A new provision has been added and had been added and has been retained, which requires public agencies to provide members of the agencies, in parentheses, as distinguished from the public, close parenthesis, the opportunity to participate by means of electronic equipment. So, and then, however, the agency is not required to adjourn or postpone the meeting if the member of the agency loses their connection to the meeting or it otherwise becomes degraded or interrupted, unless the presence of such member is required to maintain a quorum. And then it goes on to in detail to explain the legal part of it. But basically what that enables you to do is to say, we're going to have an in-person meeting and provide Angie with the Zoom link, but we don't have to supply it to the public, just to the board members. So then, to answer your question, Christina, myself or whoever's in that room would have to have a laptop so that we would log in just like we do now, except we would all be in the room except for Angie or myself or whoever else would
That's
log
what I
in on their
said.
Zoom link, and we'd be on that meeting. So instead of whatever there is now, 9 of us on here, there'd be 2 of us or 3 of us.
Yeah.
But
that's
it's
what I was
not
saying.
required to be put out to the public.
I mean, we could just link it too, and if they want to come to the link, that's fine. We'd still have the laptop.
Well, no, you actually can't do that. Because then it gets into the advanced notice of hybrid and remote meetings, and it goes back to just like what we're doing now, and
Well,
they
then
actually changed some of it too.
Then we still have the minutes.
So,
So
right.
either way, it's going to be documented, right?
Yeah, I'm just looking to fulfill the legal requirement and save the town some money. I mean, we're the Board of Finance.
Right.
Well, is the government, the state covering the cost of the Zoom at this point? They were at some point, right?
No.
No,
They never
No.
covered it.
they never covered it.
No.
They didn't lie, did they?
What's that? No, the town used some of the first round of COVID money to purchase the equipment. But every time we have one of these meetings, I don't want to, where is he? I don't want to put John on the spot, but we're paying him. So, and the owl thing is a whole nother train wreck. John was on the other meeting, that special town meeting, and that was quite the fiasco to get it up and running. And there was not many people on it at all. But that requires a whole, like another moderator. And hey, I don't want to put you on the spot, John, but when they did that the other night, you were on the Zoom end of it, but Christine and Sherry were in the room. So what is your function in that? Just to like connect everything, or you're the Zoom moderator and they're the moderators of the owl?
We were the Zoom moderator, as we are now.
Okay.
So anyone could join virtually, and we set up the meeting, we hosted the meeting. The Zoom was the owl was just the camera in the room at town hall that
Okay.
allowed people to be seen in the
Right.
room. Unfortunately, the Zoom, the owl camera was not properly compatible with Christine's laptop.
Right.
So we had some technical errors there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, I don't want to put you on the spot, but you get compensated obviously for doing this moderation.
It would be much more efficient for someone on staff in town hall staff to be trained to handle this.
Right.
I don't mind the loss of revenue. It's all right.
Well, basically, if we had a Zoom, like if myself or Judy or whoever was going to be in that room had a Zoom account where we're not limited in participants or time, we could operate it without any, so Angie or myself could be involved without having to have, because the public no longer has to be involved. So we don't need somebody we only need to let 2 people in or 3 people in. We would know who they are. So, I mean, one of the reasons you're here as a moderator is because if the public wants to come in, we don't want what happened to the Board of Ed to happen to us.
Right.
So.
And I mean, and if someone on the commission feels comfortable handling that function, kicking people out, have at it. The other meeting I'm double screening tonight is a planning and zoning commission in a different town, and the chairman manages the Zoom in addition to running the meeting.
Okay. All right.
So we would still need a paid Zoom account, I believe,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
if you don't have a paid account, you get kicked off after 30 minutes. Is that right?
It's like about 50 minutes, but, and you have a limited number of users, but it's, yeah, I mean, you're talking $200 a year. It's not terrible.
And the
So do
town
we
may
have,
actually,
do we have a paid Zoom account?
the town may have one, I don't know.
The board doesn't right now, but I mean,
Mhm.
we could.
Yeah.
I just think we need to get that in place before we have our next meeting, if we're gonna do it in person.
I mean, you know, the whole thing about it, you know, we all knew when we signed up that we'd have to take the time to do this. And I mean, I
Right.
can understand, you know, when somebody, believe me, I can understand when somebody can't be in the public, you know, because of an issue. I understand that, but for the majority, I mean, it's easier to work as a team when you know each other. And talking through a video or, you know, talking through a screen every week is very difficult to know people. I think that it'd be beneficial for us to all work as a team, you know, together if we could be in person. But that's just my own, you know, personal thoughts.
Could I say something?
Yes, Valerie.
Sorry, I'm late, but anyway, I will do all the minutes because I'll listen to the recording. But I just wanted to tell you that the Inland Wetland and Watercourses Commission are now starting in-person meetings, and they said they're not required to have any other kind of meeting right now. And so they're just having in-person. If you can't make it, you can't make it for that meeting, but it's going to be, I've already had one in person. And that's what they're gonna do. So I'm just telling you that.
Yeah. I mean, we're basically bringing this up just for, you know, for those that can't be here, you know, to be fair. But like I said, we all signed up to meet. We all got on the same.
Yeah, they're a very small commission. They only have about 4 or 5 people. You know, so it's not like, you know, it's not as big as the Board of Finance. Small group.
It's a pretty big room, though. I can sit on the other side of it if I don't want to sit next to
Well,
Judy.
that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Not nice, Paul. But you know, in fairness, I would like everybody to at least have the opportunity, you know, Angie, to be involved.
Well, and like I said, for me, yeah, like there's gonna,
Yes,
if we didn't do the Zoom in option or the call in option, which when we went to that FOI class, Judy, I think she basically said that that's really not an option. You have to allow a board member to do that now, according to that new ruling.
Yeah.
So it's just more of the public part of it, right? Like if you want to do the hybrid or the Zoom thing is for the public and not necessarily for the board members, because the board members are allowed to do that no matter what. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm going to miss some of the meetings because I won't be there.
So I would like, you know, the board members to get together, but when it comes to like a public meeting with a ton of people showing up, I'd rather have that on video. Just because, you know, I don't want to be in the room with everybody.
But there's also other, like you could move it to Knowlton Hall if you needed to. If you needed a bigger space, there's other spaces.
Yeah.
So.
But I think having a public hearing on Zoom allows more people to participate potentially.
Yeah, but I don't like it. Because
I'm kind of both ways. I don't like it because I don't like to be in a bunch of people because of germs and stuff. But on the other hand, more people participate. You're right, Christina, online. But I would like us all to get together in person if possible.
Excuse me.
Angie, for God's sake.
So.
Is it possible to move forward and just in-person meetings and then just those of us that needed to Zoom in until it comes to the time of our town meeting and public hearing, stuff like that? and maybe have those be hybrid, just a couple hybrid options. And then we could meet in Knowlton Hall as we used to on those big meetings. Is that a possibility?
John, do you charge by the meeting,
By the hour.
by the hour? So we could do that, right? We could call you in for a town meeting, right?
Yeah, we're at your disposal.
Even though we're firing you for the most part. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but he said he didn't care.
That's all right. You got the Ashford. When COVID started, Mike and I were probably covering 5 or 6 different towns, doing various meetings, and Ashford is the only one left. So, you know, you'll get it together, and then sooner or later, it's fine.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I would like to have the in-person.
So, Judy, if I look at it right, our next scheduled meeting is December 8th. So that's like 3 weeks away. 1, 2, yeah, it's 3 weeks away.
Judy, I'm sorry. Can I just mention one thing quickly?
Sure.
So I know, and I may have missed it because I was listening to the other call, but the state statute that changed in the summer, it obviously allows every commission to choose whether they want to have things virtually or in person or hybrid. But if you choose to meet in person, any individual commissioner, any member of the board, not the public, but any member of the board, can request a virtual accommodation. If any of you don't feel safe, don't want to come back in person, it is absolutely your right to have a virtual accommodation, which is obviously why you know the OWL thing works well in theory, if you can get the technology figured out to allow most people to be in person, but some people to dial in. But you do not have the option to only have an in-person if someone wants to stay virtual.
Okay, so they could dial in though to.
Correct, but yeah, but you have to provide them that option and that technology.
And the digital option includes Zoom, correct? Not just the OWL.
Well, OWL is just a camera, so it's just the in-person camera, like the camera on your laptop or whatever.
Right.
Like it's just a camera that allows for sort of a panoramic big room experience.
Yeah,
Zoom also suffices, correct?
Right. Zoom would be the tool to dial someone in.
so basically, John, we'd have to get 1 or 2 commission members or board members to be able to link up with maybe the OWL camera in that room and through Zoom to do the meeting. So when other people can't be there, we'd be able to see everybody. That's the idea of the OWL.
Right. So someone would have to manage it on both ends.
Right. Okay.
Okay, well, I would not be the technical person to do such a thing. If
Well, I think that's the issue too, is
if
like,
it's
who's going
technical,
to
I
do
can
all
break
this? Who's going to, manage the Zoom account and make sure that
So here's the other thing. It
everybody
doesn't
can
have to
log
be
in?
Zoom. It can be a phone call. It doesn't have to be Zoom. You can literally be on speakerphone. So
that I could do. Computers I break. I can use a phone.
you know, it doesn't have, we're all focused on the Zoom thing, but it doesn't have to be Zoom. It can be a telephone.
So if Angie was to call me on my phone and I
Yep,
just have
put it
my
on
phone
speakerphone and put it on the table.
that's doable.
It doesn't say it has to be a video conference. It just says it has to be I'll read it again. Where'd it go? By means of electronic equipment. Doesn't say it has to be a video. Just
So
like
John-
Jesse and Valerie and John right now are blacked out. You know, it doesn't have to be a video.
So John, would that be okay to just like have my phone, like have her call into my phone? And it would cover us? Are you still there?
I think he's dealing with the other meeting.
I mean, wouldn't the other issue be, though, if you have more than one person who wants to call in?
Don't make conference calls. That's how you,
But that's like, we have to have that in place. Like, we can't just like 2 seconds before the meeting be like, what number are we using? And, you know,
well, yeah, you just have to, we would have to let, so you, like, we know Angie isn't gonna be there. So Judy would have to provide a phone number, whether it's hers or the town hall number or whatever phone number.
Right, don't the town hall phones have conference call
They
capacity?
certainly do, yeah. Now, I don't honestly know, I can't remember if there is a phone in that room, so.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, it's on the back table, but I'm sure it can be moved, so. Yeah, there's lots of ways to go about it.
I'm sorry, I was on the other call now. So is there any questions that were building up?
Yeah, John, I had a question as to, if we were to have a meeting and they called my phone and I put it on speaker, would that be, okay to meet the state statute?
Yeah, so if, yes, if you were basically saying the virtual accommodation is a dial-in,
Yeah.
you would have to have essentially a conference line set up on your phone so members of the public could also dial in and listen in.
No, this is just for commission members, John, not a
Oh, I
hybrid
see.
meeting.
You're not setting it up as a hybrid meeting. You're just letting
No, we're
somebody
just
dial
setting
in?
it up to
Okay,
accommodate
yeah.
the commission member who doesn't
Yeah,
want, who
just the
can't
commission. That would be
attend.
fine. That would be fine.
Right.
Yeah, the town meetings, we would probably keep the same,
Mhm.
virtual, but because that way everybody, you do have more people that show up that way.
Right.
But for, just our board meetings, regular board meetings, to have, them call my phone and put it on speaker.
Right. Yeah. No, a dial in for just a commissioner like that would be fine.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
Mhm.
So, we don't get together till December 8th. Let me do some recon tomorrow during the week and see what they have for a phone down there when I go to visit for the other information. And see if it's doable for somebody to set us up so we can have the conference call for the next meeting down there. You guys still there?
Yeah, okay.
That sounds good.
I was just gonna ask you if you wanted to vote or how do you want to do it? You just want to let us know?
Well, we could vote on it if you want.
You're in charge. I'm just asking you.
Well, the only thing, like I said, I'm scared of is I'm going to be sitting down there in the dungeon all by myself one night because everybody wants to just call in. And
Well, according to my current schedule, Judy, I will be in that building on the 8th. So, but I won't guarantee that, but I'm just saying that as of right now.
And then, we got to make sure that we're set up that it actually works because we don't want to blow off a meeting because we can't, we're getting down to the wire here where it's going to be very important that we're together.
Right.
So, all right, if we want to motion to meet in person.
I'll make the motion that we begin holding our meetings in person effective December 8th.
This is Jesse. I'll second that.
Okay. Any more discussions?
What was the date?
December 8th. That's, I'm double checking to make sure that's our next meeting.
Can we make an amendment to that we have in-person meeting as of December 8th while making accommodations for those board members who need to call in or something like that? Just so that we're acknowledging that we will accommodate.
Well, we have to do it anyway, per the statute. And we can't violate the rules, right? So we have to do that anyway. But if it makes you more comfortable.
Okay, so how about I just amend it to say that in person effective December 8th, with regard to the statute, and I don't have the statute number. I'm sorry? Does that work?
Sure.
Okay, so we have a Paul who did the first motion, Jesse second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Garth,
Aye.
yes.
Aye.
Christina, I.
Judy, I. Did I have an Angie and a Garth?
Yes.
Aye.
You have a Garth.
Sorry there. Okay. So the motion passes. Okay, now hopefully we can figure this out. So, Paul, I will meet you December 8th at 6:30. Just to make
Be there.
sure that we can.
Some
set
change,
this
well,
up.
I will, we can touch base in between and make sure that we have it all set up, Judy.
Yeah, I figured I'd go down during the week and see what's there and then.
When I'm back in town, I'll talk with Christine and Sherry actually about getting it all hooked up correctly. So hopefully we can provide people who can't be there with a video, a Zoom link, not just a phone, but the phone will be a backup. So
Get the Wi-Fi password for the town.
already got that.
Okay, good. Because that's the kind of thing that if you don't get, you'll be really
That's
mad.
that's already in every single electronic device I own. I spend too much time in that building already.
Okay, so now we're moving on to the agenda items for the next meeting. Well, hopefully we'll have the update of the current expense report and revenue report. And I will see if I can get the okay to send out that draft audit and get a better version of it. And
Jesse, did you
Jesse-
say, well, I was going to ask Jesse, did you say you thought you'd have the annual report in at least maybe not completed, but in a better draft or revised draft?
Yeah, I would say that should be safe to say we should have either a final or almost final by then.
Okay. Thank you, Jesse. Again. So far, that's what I have, unless something pops up in the meantime. I know there's a lot of discussions for money things, you know, for the school roof and this and that and the other, but I haven't had any information directly involving us to do anything yet. So if something comes up, we'll add it.
Does anybody, I thought I saw something in the Board of Selectmen minutes about some like $500,000 related to the paving of the Ashford Park Road.
Yep.
Is that going to come before us?
I think we already did that, didn't we?
No, we did the $100,000, but
Right.
yes, that will come before. They're still working on the wording for that. I actually think, I can't remember. I was surprised we didn't see it for this meeting, but basically, I don't know exactly how it goes, but we're going to need to allocate the funds so that then they can return, because it's a grant payment. So we have to allocate the funds so they can do the project, and then it gets reimbursed back to the general fund is how it goes. So
When was it that you saw it, Christina? What meeting?
I think it was the most recent Board of Selectmen
It
meeting.
was the last Board of
This week?
Selectmen meeting.
This week? Okay.
Yeah. Actually, it was at the special meeting, I think on the 7th, Judy, if I remember right.
Hang on, I got that in front of me here somewhere. Yeah, but that was the ARPA stuff.
Well, no, that was the town meeting part of it. There was a Board of Selectmen meeting, a special Board of Selectmen meeting after that. So that they talked about a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah, you're right. I don't have.
Let me see if I can, I'm gonna look and see if they posted it yet. Oh,
Well,
maybe.
I saw it on the town website.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
so-
have seen it
yeah.
anywhere else.
I would think that they would request something through,
Well, yeah, it would have to come through you, but it just,
I haven't
there's a
seen
lot
any
of moving
requests.
parts to that grant. I know that.
Yeah, it's in the November 7th special selectmen's meeting minutes. And it says under new business, discuss and act on recommendation to the Board of Finance for the appropriation of $500,000 to satisfy the cost of reconstruction of Southworth Drive and Pompey Road in accordance with the award of the 2022 STEEP grant. Note that special town meeting authorized the allocation of the town match in the amount of $100,000. Advice on funding options will be solicited from auditors King and King. So that sounds complicated, so that's why I was asking.
I think that's why we didn't see it yet, because they're waiting on the advice.
Because I definitely don't remember 500,000. Yeah, it was like 100,000.
100,000, I remember, but
Yeah.
yeah, it said they're gonna look for advice for King and King. So until I get something, like I said, normally I look for emails for any requests or anything that, somebody says is coming, so I can do it in the communications. I didn't see anything.
No, that would have to come, it would have to go to Judy as an email for a request for that. And it has to be very specific about the funding. That's what they were waiting for. Was what the auditors suggest for how to put that aside. So again, I miss Cheryl.
For sure.
Hey,
Oh, so-
guys,
yeah.
we got a couple things and we'll add as they come. Maybe something will happen with that. I'll keep a lookout. So remarks for the good of the board.
Judy, I just want to say thank you for understanding, and I'll find out about my heart stuff. And then maybe I'll be able to come to a meeting, especially if I can
Angie.
sit apart from everybody.
Yeah,
So,
I totally understand, believe me.
okay.
I really do.
Well, like I said, it's actually good that the legislature actually codified that, because it gives us options now, because we'd be missing people like myself and Jesse who work sometimes on these nights. Like I said, I'm not in town right now, so that gives us the option. So it's actually kind of good that they did that. Now we can accommodate people a lot easier than we could before.
Yep. But like I said, the first time that I'm left alone, we're going back.
I'm gonna make my kid come and sit with you then, Judy.
There you go. I'll take them. Your dog, your kid, I don't care. Somebody.
I'll send my cats.
Your cat. All right, guys. Well,
Move to
let's see how
adjourn.
this works, and happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah, everybody
And
have a
your
good Thanksgiving.
families.
And
Have a
I'll
good
second Angie's adjournment motion.
All those in favor?
Yeah,
Bye.
Bye.
have a good holiday.
Everybody